Hey all, Bay here, bringing you Captain Tsubasa Dream Team, and today the new PIERRE just released. So I would like to go over and do the evaluation as always, and I'll be doing together with PIERRE, Casa, I forgot, and Leo, who will be coming afterwards when they rotate. So first it's the toughness type and non-Japanese, and then comes agility and non-Japanese, and then comes skill and non-Japanese. So I know that there are, sorry, I'm showing you the Japanese version right now, but it's the same. So something new came. It's a one-time only scenario mode where you can collect. There's three types: notes and coaches and coins. So it only costs you 10 stamina, and they give you a pretty good notes and coaches and everything, UR and all. So you should definitely try, especially because you get to collect dream balls for the first time clearing the stage. Yeah, and it's my second day on the Japanese, so it already says complete, which means I guess on the second day and on you can't earn the dream ball, so it's only the first day. Yeah, so I guess after that, for those who are not really looking for these notes and coaches, you don't have to play. But coins, I think it's worth doing every day. Yeah. Well, everything, I think it's worth it. It's only 10 stamina, that's not much. And yeah. And also finally, limit break stage will now have very hard mode, and again this will give you first time bonus dream balls. So definitely to collect dream balls you should, although even for those who can already clear extreme, you should also do very hard at least once so that you could collect these dream balls. Yeah, and for those who are unable to clear extreme, will now be able, well, for some people will now be able to clear because it's very hard. But my club mates have already tried and checked out how's the drop for very hard, and yeah, it is true that the drop rate is lower, so you can't collect as much of these lucky charms or whatever you call it, as much as how much you were able to for extreme. But you know, for those who couldn't attempt or clear extreme mode, will now be able to clear because of the very hard. And although the drop rate is lower, still, you know, you'll be able to every day, if you do it 3 times, you'll be able to collect it. And by limit breaking your core players, you might be able to then challenge extreme at the end. So definitely do it every day 3 times up to maximum, so that you could collect as many of these items as possible. Yeah. And by the way, even though you're able to clear extreme, like me, I've experienced so many times of getting only like 10 of those drops, and it's like, yeah, all that hard work for nothing, sort of. Yeah, so yeah, it's really about luck. Although it's lower, you should definitely try for those who are unable to clear extreme. Okay. And Tsubasa Cup is here from this Friday, so I'm shooting this on Friday midnight, so it just started today. And definitely you should try to aim for as high rank as possible so that you could get many online medals, and you should at least be able to get all the SSR black balls, and then next as much SR black balls as possible. Well, I think you should definitely get everything for even SR as well, because leveling A rank is a big deal, I think. So yeah, definitely you should do that. And from Monday, there's going to be a regulation match for League, where 2018 national team uniform European characters will be boosted. I don't know how much, it doesn't say yet, but we'll see on Monday. And other than that, I don't think anything new is here, so it's the gacha. So from today, Friday, to Sunday Japan time, the toughness type and non-Japanese pickup will be held, And one of the new character, well, only one new character is Pierre. Toughness Pierre is something we've all been waiting for, especially for those who are using Fest Napoleon, because you basically need Pierre together, right? Because then Napoleon will get 10% boost. So this is something really cool for those who are using Napoleon. Yeah. And then from Sunday to Tuesday Japan time, it's gonna change to agility and non-Japanese pickup. And then comes skill and non-Japanese. So for toughness it's Pierre, and agility it's Kasa, and then for skill it's Leo. Yeah. And I'll be doing the evaluation now, but before I go on, the rate is something you should really be careful of, because although it's really it's a step up transfer, so at step 1 you only need 30 dream balls to pull multi, and then for step 2 you only need 40, and then step 3 you get 1 SSR guaranteed, right? But this is like a trick. Yes, it is more cheaper than usual, because it'll only cost you 120 drill balls to do 30 pulls, right? Where you usually need 150, and you get 1 SSR guarantee. That's reasonable. Yes, it looks reasonable, but the rate, if you look at it right here, right, the SSR rate is 3% altogether. That's normal, right? But this new PIERRE is only 0.33%. I haven't checked the global version yet. I was super busy today. I didn't have much time to do everything, but I think it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the same, right? And then it's only 0.33%. Normally, pickup characters are at least like 0.42, or maybe sometimes when it's higher, it's like 0.5 something. But this one is only 0.33. So if you're only going after this one character, it's gonna be really tough. It's gonna be tougher than usual. Plus, not only that, but at step 3 you get at least one SSR guaranteed, right? So normally you would think that this PIERRE will have a much higher chance of obtaining it, right? But this is the guaranteed one slot. Look at PIERRE. It's only 0.33. It's the same. It's the same. And look at the other characters below. 2.74 each for these old characters. Of course, if you're looking for any toughness type and you have barely any of these, then it might be okay. But still, even for those people, I don't think this is a good gacha or transfer, because most of these characters are pretty old, you know? So you have like a 50-50 chance of getting like a real old, like initial characters, because there's so many inside. Of course there's like the new Red Schneider or like Chester or like, yeah, but still, you know, at the same time you still have the chance to get these Netherlands or like this Korean and stuff like that, which most of you won't need. So be careful. The rate is crazy. This is, I can't believe, what is the aim of Club Games? I don't understand. No one is happy with this, not even Club at the end, because this means, by doing this, someone like me who was supposed to pull this transfer will not pull. I'm not gonna pull this, I swear. Well, for global I still might, but I don't know. I'm still considering, determining. I'm really hesitating, to be honest, because I saw this rate. Yeah, I know PIERRE is super strong and I want PIERRE because I'm using Napoleon, but even for someone like me, with this rate, it's like, it doesn't motivate me to pull. It's just too risky. What do you guys think? I think most of you agree with me, right? I mean, think about it. I got Fest Schneider for global, but on my Japanese account, I didn't. I did 40 pulls, I couldn't, right? And it makes me feel like if I am to spend my money on this new gacha where only 0.33% is allocated to the newest PIERRE, it makes me feel that I should have done more to aim for Schneider, because that Schneider had 0.42, right? and every 30 pull you got 10 pulls free for that too. So yeah, it makes me feel that way. So that really gives me hesitation to pull this. Yeah, it's just too risky, and it makes me feel like I'm stupid that I didn't go farther for Schneider and then instead going for this. That's why I'm saying, no one will be happy, including Clap Games, because you ended up losing a customer, me, and I think many of you. So yeah, I don't really get the strategy of Clap doing this. This is, really they should think of how they like allocate things, or like which direction do you want us to go. You're doing something crazy, really. I don't understand. I really don't understand. I'm not like criticizing, but I'm just saying you should change, or else no one will be happy. No one, I swear. So please let's stop this. It's just insane. Yeah. And not only that, but everyone, you should be careful. I'm gonna move on to the evaluation now, but so sorry, some of the letters are in Japanese as usual, but the very left one is Pierre, middle is Leo, and then right is Kasa. So I'm gonna go on from Pierre. So his stats are really strong, I think, for a normal transfer character. He's like, well, his passive is whenever Napoleon is around, all stats will go up by 10%, which means he will have the very right roll stats most of the time, or all the time, because this passive is just too easy to meet, right? So yeah, he'll basically have this right row stats, which means he'll have like a real strong shooting power, which is 11,433. That is, do you know how strong that is? That is above Fest Nita, for example, or like above Raiju Hyuga. Yeah, so that's how strong he is in terms of shot. And normally, for normal gacha characters, if he's that edgy on shot, right, he would have very low stats on some other stuff. But this guy, if you look at everything else, it's exceeding 8,000 for most of it. One only block is a bit lower than 8,000, but still his OMF and forward double position, so you won't need block for him, right? And his like pass and interception is above now 9,000. This is super strong. If you compare him with Nita, which is this, well, no, this Fest Nita, that is, his shot is above this Nita, and his dribble is lower than Nita by a little, but then instead his Pierre's pass exceeds Nita, right? And if you look at Nita's defense, tackle is above 9,000, so that's above Pierre right here. He's 8,500, right? But then his interception is above 9,000, which is above Nita, right? And then Nita has a better block, but you don't use block most of the times for forward, right? So that means it's really very similar to Fest Nita, this Pierre. That's how strong this guy is. So you could tell, right? Yeah. So thanks to this really good passive and the raw stats, he is damn strong. Yeah. Although I said this rate is crazy and it's not, it makes me wanna stop from pulling, which is the case for me, but still, this guy is strong. But he's a normal gacha character, so even if you skip this time's transfer, you'll still have many chance of getting him. Like for example, if you're attempting to pull like several dozens of pulls for the next fest, he'll probably be in there. So maybe by coincidence you'll get him, or even from SSR guaranteed tickets, you'll be able to get him maybe. He's a normal guy, so you don't have to rush to get him. He is good, but with this rate, I would not recommend you to do that. And well, anyways, I'll move on to his evaluation. He's good. He is OMF forward double position. He has slider cannon. It's a new shot, S rank, 455 at max, and he also has IFO attack A and some dribble A. That's good. That is good. And Pierre, there's so many Pierres from the past that you're able to customize him as however you want, basically. So yeah, it's really up to you whether you want to use him as OMF or AM or forward. So yeah, depending on which position you're going to be using him heavily, you should just pick up whatever skill you need. Yeah. And but one thing you have to be careful is the team skill. It looks very similar to the national team Chester, right? Where Chester's was toughness plus European will have 15% boost, and only toughness, not European characters, will only have 5%. But they were able to get 5. But this guy, it looks the same, but it's not. It's toughness and European gets 15, and European gets 5. Only European gets 5, not toughness. So be careful, guys. Be careful. European, it's not as good as toughness, because as of today, it's not that easy to use all European toughness characters in one formation. I think you can't. You can't. I don't think you could fill in everything. Or for goalkeeper, if you don't have the newest Gino or past old Mueller, it's not gonna work. It'll only give them 5%. Well, if you're using the new Mueller, his agility but European, so he only gets 5. Or if you're using the new Wakabayashi, the red Wakabayashi, although he's red, he's not European, so he gets nothing. That's how this team skill works. So be careful. It looks alike, but it's different. Yeah. And then comes Leo. Leo is just like the same strength as Pierre. So his offense, he's weighted on shot. It's about the same as Pierre, so it's like Fesnita, as I said, and his dribble exceeds Pierre by a little bit, and his pass exceeds Pierre a little bit again. So overall, his offensive stats are a little bit above Pierre, this strong Pierre. So that means this Leo is good. He's forward, so offensive stats is what matters, right? And if you look at his defense, he's not as edgy as Pierre. He doesn't have any 9,000s, but everything exceeds 8,000, which is good. And when you add all that up, it goes up to 25,126, which is really close to Pierre's defensive stats as well. So it's really strong. This Leo is, again, as strong as this Pierre, and because this guy's passive is combination Santana, if you have Santana together, you get 110%, well, 10% boost. So that's good. It's you'll basically be able to maintain this passive all the time. So yeah, it's gonna be strong. So I don't think I need any further explanation, because I already did for Pierre. It's the same story. But you have to, again, be careful of the team skill, because it's skill type plus South American character 15%, but 7% for South American, not skill, South American. Okay? So be careful on that. It's not the same as other national team characters who had South American plus skill 15% and skill type 10%. No, that's Alberto, but it's not that. It's not skill type. It's South America 7%. Okay, be careful. And he has Brazilian twin shot S, which is pretty strong, 465 at max. Because it's a twin shot, it's normally stronger than a single guy shot. And yeah, so it's good. And then comes Casa. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but okay, this guy doesn't have a combination type of passive. That's a bit disappointing after looking at the other two. But he has auto block 30%, which is not bad for a defender. And his normal stats, original stats, is pretty high already. That his block exceeds 10,000 without having a combination type of passive. That is good. And because he's a defender, you don't have to really care about offense, right? So his offensive stats are all only on its 7,000s, but he's defender, so it's okay. And his tackle is pretty decent too. It's above 8,800. That's good. And his block, as I said, is 10,600. Although he doesn't have a combination type stats boosting passive. Yeah. So how strong? Well, okay, before I go on, and his team skill is again unique. It is defender goes up by 15%, and agility goes up by 10%. So he boosts two people. Defender, whether it's skill, agility, toughness, they will get 15% boost. And if you're not defender but agility, you get 10%. Yeah. So that's good. That is good. It's really easy to use, I think. So someone like Kim Kasa or like other people, I don't know who, like Dream Collection Robson, or like the Taco, the initial Gentile, the agility Gentile, anyone like that will have 15%, or like even toughness type defender, they will get 15%. But I don't think many people will put other color defenders, because then the other skill slots will be wasted, you know, because normally if you're using this skill, team skill, then you'll probably put other slots with agility type boost. So yeah, so if you use other color defender, you only get the boost from this team skill, and you won't get any benefit from the other. So I don't think normally you wouldn't do that. Well, unless you're like a beginner who just started, who's not really, who doesn't have all the team skills, might do a mix. But yeah, other than that, I don't think still today that's not a good idea. But maybe I feel a potential in this skill, team skill. Yeah. So that's about it. And before I finish, I just I was looking for a good comparison from the past characters to see how, well, to give a good image of how strong these new characters are. And this is Galvan, the latest Galvan. Well, not the event Galvan, it's the gacha Galvan that came before the first stand event. Yeah, he was toughness, and the guy with the passive where when Diaz is around, he gets 10% boost on everything. So on the right is the 10% boost after the passive. So he's very strong for a normal gacha character. But this Kasa is like in between this Galvan with passive and without passive. So this Kasa is stronger basically than this Galvan without Diaz. A little bit weaker than this Galvan with Diaz, with the 10% boost. But that is strong. This Galvan is strong, so that is strong. You could tell by that, right? Yeah. And this is Nita. As I said, the Pierre and Leo, the new ones, are as strong as this Nita, I think. Yeah, that's how strong they are. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. This guy is a fast character, dude. Yeah. And this is a comparison between the past Pierres. The left one is the very initial agility Pierre, and then in the middle is the Fest Pierre, and then on the right is the newest Pierre. So why are the new the right cells per each agility and toughness Pierre yellow? Is because these Pierres have passive where when Napoleon is around, they get a stat boost. So it's like infinite. Well, you can maintain this passive all the time basically, because it's easy, right? So that's why I put it yellow, because you normally would you can say that these Pierres will have will be able to maintain this right row, right? Whereas Fest Pierre, his passive is agility killer. So when you face agility type, he'll get the boost, which is on the right side. But if it's like if you're going up against like skill type or toughness type, this Pierre will have to fight with the middle row stats. And if you compare this middle row with the new Pierre's right one, because normally this Pierre will always have the right stats, on the offensive side, almost everything will be above even Fest Pierre, although he's a normal character. And even for defensive stats, this Fest Pierre is more of a defensive character, but even compared to his defensive stats, like tackle is around the same, and in terms of interception, this new Pierre is better. Yeah, that's how strong this new Pierre is. I hope this is understandable, easier to imagine, because I'm comparing to the past Pierres. Yeah, so that's how strong he is. So definitely this is something good. But as I said in the beginning, because of the rate balance, I don't want to go after this, because it's a normal gacha character after all. So someday when you're aiming for like a fest or collection, you'll probably be able to get it one day, right? I don't know, you might not be able to, but still, like, let's say you go after this so hard, and then what if you're aiming for the next collection and you get this Pierre by coincidence? I don't want that to happen, because I don't want to, that will make me want to regret, so I don't want that to happen, because this rate I think is not worth going after. It's just too low, and this SSR guaranteed third step is like ridiculous, how they allocated the rate, drop rate. So yeah, so that's about it for today. I hope you liked the video. Please do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and support my video so that I'll be able to continue. Thanks for watching, and bye.